Hey Star Wars fans, welcome to the Toy Trooper episode number 6. My name is Gary, and this is a place to share information related to vintage Star Wars collecting. The topic of this episode is early production 12-backs with SKU on figure stand. Now in a previous episode, I shared with you some tips on how to identify a 12-back A, B, and C. In this episode, we're going to focus on 12-back A's. And I'm going to share with you a tip to help identify the earliest 12-back A releases. Okay, a couple of things to define before we get started. First, what is a SKU number or SKU number? A SKU number is a stock keeping unit number. It's a unique ID number that Kenner would assign to an individual item or product. It was used for cataloging purposes. The second thing to define is what is a figure stand. The figure stand is the small piece of cardboard that the action figure is standing on inside the plastic bubble. Now, the earliest figure stands were plain white. Now, those are generally recognized as salesman samples. There have been a few that have surfaced with price stickers on the card backs, which would suggest that at one time they were made available at retail. I tend to believe that those were indeed salesman samples and maybe there was some overstock and somehow they found their way out to retail at one point. What we're going to focus on are the early release 12-back A's with the SKU number on the figure stand. Now, the figures that are featured in the 12-back line, they came out in 3 different waves. The first wave were the figures that were featured in the early bird mailer kit: Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, R2-D2, and Chewbacca. The second wave of figures were C-3PO, Darth Vader, Stormtrooper, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Han Solo. Now the third wave featured Jawa, Sand People, and the Death Squad Commander. Now, there have been no examples of the Wave 3 figures to surface with the SKU number on the figure stand. So, looking at Waves 1 and 2, 8 out of the 9 figures in those waves, there have been examples of those that have been found and authenticated that do have the SKU number on the action figure stand. So that's what we're going to take a look at. I set up 4 12-back A's, all with SKU numbers on the figure stand. A couple from that first wave and a couple from wave 2. And these are all country of origin Hong Kong. Now, Hong Kong is the unique country of origin for the action figures with the SKU number on the figure stand. Okay? All right, guys, let's take a look. Okay, like I mentioned, the first 4 figures that were featured in the 12-back line, examples of all 4 have been found with the SKU number on the figure stand. So first, let's take a look at this Chewbacca. The SKU number can be found in the upper left corner of the card back. It's a 5-digit SKU number. Now, in the earliest 12-back A's, that SKU number can also be found on the figure stand. Now, the location is usually at the back of the small piece of cardboard that the action figure is standing on at its heels. Now, the SKU numbers can be difficult to capture on film or to photograph. A lot of times the action figure is standing on the SKU number, or the action figure's cape is shadowing that area, making it very difficult to see. Hopefully you're able to get a good look at the SKU there at Chewbacca's heels. I'll try to get a little bit more light in there. I apologize if I get some lens flaring. Let's see what I can do here. Maybe right there. Hopefully you can get a look at that SKU number. Okay, next one we're going to look at is Princess Leia. Now, same thing. SKU number can be found in the upper left corner of the card back. And the matching SKU number can also be found on the action figure stand. Now this one, she has a cape, so it is shadowed back there. I'm going to try to get some light in there, just enough. Hopefully right about there, you can see that SKU number back there at her heels. Okay, now we'll take a look at a couple from that second wave. Look at Darth Vader. Same thing. Yeah, it's a little bit out of focus. There you go. SKU number in the upper left hand corner of the card back. And then matching SKU number on the figure stand. Now this is one of those where Darth Vader's cape, it's really making a shadow on that area where the SKU number is. I'm going to try to get some light in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see this one. It's about as good as I can get it. Don't know if you're able to see that one. Okay, now we'll take a look at the Stormtrooper. Now the Stormtrooper, this one is a good one for us to take a look at because the SKU number is really visible. So again, top left hand corner. Let's see if we get a little bit more in focus here. There you go. Top left hand corner of the card back, SKU number. And then on the earliest 12 back A's, matching SKU number on the figure stand. Now this one you should be able to see really well. I'll even try to get some additional light in there. There you go. You should be able to see that SKU number really clearly. It's right at the Stormtrooper's heels. Okay. Now, like I mentioned, 4 out of 5 of the second wave of figures examples have been found with the SKU number on the figure stand. At the time of this recording, there have been no examples of Han Solo to surface with the SKU number on the figure stand. Now, that's been a topic of some good debates amongst collectors. Why only 4 out of 5 of that second wave? It's possible that Kenner was just phasing out the SKU footers at that time and Han Solo's the figure where they stopped. All right, another thing to keep in mind is that if the figures are graded by AFA, early on they were not designating 12 back A's with SKU number on figure stand. So there are, or I'm pretty sure there are more examples of SKU footers out there that may appear in the AFA population report. So out of the 8 SKU footers, I would say, in my experience, Luke Skywalker and C-3PO are the toughest ones to find. They also, the figure stand on those two, it's that inverted V small piece of cardboard. So a lot of times it's only a partial SKU number on those. But they're out there. I've seen a couple examples of each come up for sale recently. So just be patient and hopefully you'll be able to locate one. All right, guys. Hopefully the information I've shared with you helps you to make a more well-informed decision when collecting early production 12 back A's with SKU on figure stand. All right, that does it for this episode of The Toy Trooper. Thanks everybody for watching.